looking at the data that we have from NTSA and even the World Health Organization, and even from actually the report that was recently launched, according to NTSA, 40% of those people that actually die on the road are pedestrians. So that shows that there is actually a huge need for us as road safety stakeholders to ensure that we create safer roads for all road users. And that's why we talked about creating pedestrian walks, creating cycling paths, and creating zones whereby we have certain speeds. For example, in school zones, the speed limit is actually 30, and in some places, actually 20 kilometers per hour.
You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.
Ian anasema navutishwa, wifi imelipiwa. Najua ni January and a lot of people saizi yeye na jamaa wake wa wifi kuna utatanishi kidogo. So of course, if you are joining us right about now, thank you very much. We know you could be anywhere in the world, but you are locked in with us. This is Mala Kipto alongside
Mary Latieno.
Inakuwa nzuri tena sana. And of course, we are joined by
My name is Kevin Ismail.
Inakuwa nzuri tena sana. Na si ule Kevin ambaye unajua. Of course, now if you are tuning in right about now, and just to give you a quick recap of what we started with, we are of course extending the conversation on road safety, and we started of course by identifying what are some of the causes of major road accidents in Kenya. We've talked about how poor roads could lead to this, how each and everyone is a key player or is a key person in this whole chain. I'm talking about the media, talking about you, the listener, and of course the government having a role to play in this particular food chain. I want to go into something quite sensitive. This morning, there was a young girl, she was taking the sister to school. Many of us, if you're older or if you are younger, kuna ile time your older sibling, have to take you to school. Wewe peleka nani shule. Unfortunately, while she was taking the sister, she was involved in an accident, and unfortunately there and then she passed on. So when you talk about safety on our roads, is there a specific mandate when it comes to children's safety, to adult safety? Are there categories, or do you approach safety for every human being as a whole, or do you have like categories for
I wouldn't really call them as categories, but I believe children are amongst the vulnerable community members that we actually need to take care of with all the stakeholders that are actually involved. And school zones are created within school areas. We have zebra crossing spots. There are also areas that are actually recommended that we have people that help children to cross the road. And it's very unfortunate that we have to lose lives every day on our Kenyan roads. And actually, looking at the data that we have from NTSA and even the World Health Organization, and even from actually the report that was recently launched, according to NTSA, 40% of those people that actually die on the road are pedestrians. So that shows that there is actually a huge need for us as road safety stakeholders to ensure that we create safer roads for all road users. And that's why we talked about creating pedestrian walks, creating cycling paths, and creating zones whereby we have certain speeds. For example, in school zones, the speed limit is actually 30, and in some places, actually 20 kilometers per hour. So besides creating all those or putting in all those measures, we also need to look at ourselves as human beings. You need to be conscious of how you're using the road, and you need to be respectful while you're on the road, and be mindful that there could be children passing, there could be people that are actually walking, there could be people living with disabilities crossing the road. So we need to be conscious and of course mindful of how we use our roads. And we can actually create those zones, but if you as a driver, you're not being conscious and you're not being responsible enough, then it won't make any difference. So children are part of the vulnerable groups, and it's very important that we actually look at that particular issue as as all the stakeholders, whether it is government, whether it is me as someone that is actually cycling on the road or driving on the road or even walking. We need to be able to give priority and ensure that we take care of our children as they go about their business, going to school or going to their playground and such. But it's unfortunate that happened, and we pray that the family gets the peace of mind even as they plan to lay to rest the child.
For sure. Many Kenyans, myself included, we use public means. And then when you board, ukipanda matatu, mostly matatus, there is these small stickers. Zimeandikwa hapo Zusha. I don't know if you've seen this. Yeah?
Yes.
You've seen them, yeah? How is educating the public, why is it important, as a measure, on road safety? Because many a times you could be in a matatu where the driver may be, say, drunk. Maybe the driver is playing loud music, is not concentrating on the road. How is it important to educate the public on road safety measures and kuzusha, wakiona, the car or means they're using is not safe?
When we started this particular interview, started by saying road safety is a public health issue.
Yeah.
And I started by giving data and numbers that are actually there and which are quite scary. By yourself, you referred to an NTSA report on the month of January itself, the number of people that actually died on the road. Things like Zusha, things like Usalama Barabarani, things like speeding thrills but kills. Those are part of the measures that are being put in place when it comes to things like mass media campaigns. And actually part of what we are planning to do as an initiative is roll out mass media campaigns that are focused on sensitizing the public and creating awareness on the dangers of speeding or even just driving within the measures that beyond the speed limits that have been put in place. So mass media campaign plays a very pivotal role in behavior change or influencing behavior change within all the road users. And I think it's also now a responsibility for all of us, and especially those of us who are in the media space or have platforms that can actually be able to spread those messages. Even in the mass media campaign that we're talking about that we'll want to roll out, we'd like to work with the boda bodas, the tuk-tuks, the matatus, even those people are actually on social media. We want to ensure that we use every platform possible to speak and sensitize the public on road safety. And I think if we come together and through collective efforts, we will be able to influence change and behavior amongst Kenyans and all road users. And specifically here in Mombasa, as that has been our focus in the last year. So it's very important. It plays a very pivotal role. We just need to amplify it further, and it needs to be. We actually need, some of us tunaingianga kwa mat lakini atuangalii. Unaona tu Zusha lakini hata unaona tu mtu ana overlap na ana overspeed but haumwambii. But you actually have the right to actually Zusha. You actually have the right to even speak to someone in a kind manner. Mwambie tu, by the way, unajua you are putting somebody's life at risk. You're also putting your own life at risk if you're driving with beyond the speed limits that have been put in place. So for example now, kama mtu angezusha aseme huyu jamaa, for example, I'm assuming probably this guy was on high speed na watu walikuwa wanavuka barabara na mind yake labda ikuwa hapo.
Yeah.
Kama kuna mtu angezusha, maybe that will not have happened. So sometimes we just need to speak out, and sometimes unajua labda Wakenya tumepitia mashida mingi mpaka imefika mahali shida zangu ni zangu, acha tu mimi deal na shida zangu. Ule venye anataka ku drive acha drive. That mentality also does not help. So we really need to take it up upon ourselves, each and every one of us, and speak up. Zusha. And if you see something is not going wrong, well, speak to. You never know, you can save somebody's life. Now you will live, utaishi miaka yako tu ukisema by the way, kama singezusha juu ya kuzusha yangu nili save life ya mse. So it's very important. The messages that are put out there's a lot of money that is spent in printing those Zusha stickers. There's a lot of work that goes into putting together those messages, and I'm pretty sure that if all of us as Kenyans and as Mombasa people come together and Zusha or speak out or even educate each other and share this information, like now the information you've shared about the numbers. And mtu anaweza ona numbers anashtuka kidogo kia kwa barabara anaendesha gari na adabu. Yeah.
Okay, so a quick one. Is it safe to cross the road in between parked cars?
I wouldn't be very specific on that because I know you have to cross the road if it is clear. Yeah, like you have to be certain of the spot that you are crossing the road, because if you're crossing the road at a point where you're not able to see oncoming traffic or cars moving, then it might be of risk to you. But I'll say we need to be able to be certain that whenever you're moving into a specific spot, then at least you're clear and you can actually be able to see your surrounding.
Okay. Yeah. Take for instance, kuna jam, right? And you already know that imeanzia mbali because mwana magari mob zimesimama and stuff, So you want to use this Kaspal route on hapa. How safe is that, or is it not safe?
Well, it might be, it might not be, because also it's also you need to be. That's what I'm saying. You need to be conscious.
Conscious, yeah.
I don't know, when you go to driving school, they keep on telling you just be sure that you are the only sane person on the road. Like you have to be sure that you're the only sane person on the road. So even as you make that decision to move, you can check both sides and see if at least actually barabara kama traffic imeshikana kidogo unaweza vuka barabara. But you also have to be clear that the person that is ahead of you or is behind you is aware that you're crossing the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
A while back you mentioned ukiendesha kwa barabara, make sure the only sane person. Yeah.
Yes.
I would like to bring in the conversation of mental health. Yeah. When we talk about mental health, sometimes I could have stress from my workplace, stress from home, and yet I still have to be on the wheels. Yeah. How is it important to make sure that once you are on the road, your focus is on the road? How is mental health important in the conversation of road safety?
According to me, yes. It's actually very, very important that even as you step in as going to the road, that you're mentally okay. Because we have had many incidences that have happened on the road, and people losing their lives because of someone that left their home stressed out, and so they are distracted while they're on the road. You're distracted, you're carrying over 50 people in that car. You're distracted, you are fatigued, you feel sleepy and tired, but remember you're carrying lives behind, whether it is 4 or 14 or 50, you're carrying lives. So it is very, very important, and actually I believe that it's something that actually the government and all the relevant stakeholders need to look at very keenly, because we're having many cases of mental health in today's life. People are going through life, before anyone steps on the road or before anyone is licensed, they need to actually go through mental checkup and ensure that they're actually mentally okay and stable to be able to carry lives, especially those that are in the public service transport. You carry up to 14 people, those are lives that you're carrying. And if you're not mentally okay, then you're putting the lives of 14 people at risk. So I believe mental health is very important, but also if there is any driver that is out there, it's also a personal responsibility
for sure. that
you have to make as a person, that if you know that you're not mentally okay, then it's okay. You don't have to, this the when it comes to mental health, wanasemanga it's okay not to be okay. And if you open up and speak about whatever you're going through, you get help. So if you go quiet about it and you're on the road distracted, fatigued, and not stable, you put people's lives at risk. And let me tell you, if you kill someone or you make someone to be paralyzed or to be disabled, that changes your life forever. Like it will never change. Na kama huyu jamaa ataishi, itakuwa ni constant reminder, mimi ndo nilimfanyia hivyo, and it won't be good. Kama ni jamaa atafariki bado, it will be a constant reminder all your life that I killed someone. Labda haikukuwa kimakusudi, labda ilikuwa kimakusudi, labda ulitoka kama akili yako hauko sawa.
Yeah.
So you need to actually take a personal responsibility and say that I need to be mindful of others. And for me to be mindful of others, I need to mind myself first and ensure that if I'm going to the road, my mental health is okay. I am well prepared for a journey. And most of us Kenyans are known not to be prepared for any journey. Tu ataamka tu, labda ameshinda sherehe weekend mzima na anataka kwenda mpaka Nairobi, 500 kilometers. You end up causing mashida kwa barabara. And you live with regrets all your life. It changes everything. So let's be mindful. Let's take personal responsibility. Let's work on our mental health. And I know also that the relevant stakeholders should also actually take it as a serious issue when it comes to road safety. You need to be okay mentally before you get on the road. Whether you are driving yourself or you're driving people or even you're cycling or even you're, what is the boda boda called? Driving boda boda. Jama nduthi. Hata kama unapisha nduthi. Unajua kwanza watu nduthi.
By the way, yeah, very, very important.
So mental health is very important. Maybe another thing amongst us as young people is also the use of drug and substance abuse. Someone may be under the influence and they're on the road, especially the boda bodas, and you end up hitting someone, killing someone. Ama kuvunja mtu mguu amekuwa disabled. Alafu kwa sababu tu ya excitement ya 5 seconds ama 10 minutes ama 2 minutes. Alafu
all right.
Yes.
Exactly 53 past 5 in the PM. I want us to go on another musical break. And then when we move, we're going to be talking about a side event that will be going down on Thursday, I believe.
Yes.
Of course, I will be getting to touch a little bit on that. On that.
Yes.
What can you expect? And of course, what is in store for you? So, of course, keep it locked. Remember, www.blueradio.co.ke is where you can find us each and every day.
Mbona nyinyi na wawasha nkikula nyama choma tu firifiri na taska bro amejituma ako kazini.
If you're aware of the measures that have been put in place, you're aware of every road sign that is there on the road, then you're conscious and you're mindful of how you use the road. And if all of us are conscious and mindful of how we use the road, then we are able to, our safety is guaranteed. Whether you're a pedestrian, whether you're walking, whether you are cycling, or whether you are someone that is going about your business, even the street vendors, all of us. So if you're conscious and you're aware of the measures, the policies, or the speed limits that have been put in place, name it, you are able to be mindful of yourself and of your surrounding, and that enhances road safety. Yeah.
All right. I believe His Excellency the Governor will be in attendance.
Yes.
Why is it important, to have his presence during the launch of the report?
So we have, as I mentioned earlier, we actually, as an initiative, we work with different partners. I may have not mentioned, but we work with the likes of the World Health Organization, the Global Road Safety Partnership. We have the Global City Design Initiative, GDCI, who are more focused on street designs. GRSP is more involved with matters enforcement, training, and building capacity in that space. We have the John Hopkins International Research Unit, which is actually the one that will be launching an SSR report, a summary status report. And basically this report will be informing the relevant stakeholders on the observational data that has been collected by John Hopkins on matters use of safety belts, use of speeding, or whether we are driving in the right speeds or whether we are over speeding, the use of helmets and such. So that is data that has been worked on over time, and it's actually going to be launched this coming Thursday. And you'd asked about why it's important to have the governor present is because having the government involved and aware of what is happening within. Of course, the city of Mombasa is very key because they are the influencers. They're actually the people that make things move. So if there has been observational data that has been worked on over time and developed, and there are recommendations that are being given, the governor needs to be aware of those recommendations for him to be able to work with his team and other road safety agencies to ensure that there is a change. Because you see, a report is developed, what we call them, suggestions are given and all that. So now after that, of course, the governor and his team and the Department of Transport and maybe even the Ministry, Department of Health and other agencies, Kenha, Kura, NTSA, they can always come together and say, okay, we have this report that has been developed, and these are the recommendations and suggestions that have been given. How do we work together in ensuring that we guarantee and promote road safety for our road users? So it is very government involvement, and the goodwill and support is very important in actually achieving road safety, whether it is at the county level or at the national level. Yeah.
All right.
Is it an invite only, or I can just show up there?
Yes, as Blue Radio, you have an invite to come and support us and provide coverage and share and talk about the report. And of course, we shall be having different stakeholders come, and the media fraternity is actually very much welcomed and will be there. So the media will be there, and we shall be sharing and doing what, and creating more awareness about road safety, and of course working towards ensuring that we have safer streets for all road users, as we've been having the discussion.
All right. Nakuwa nzuri tena sana, 10 past 6 p.m. As we conclude, yeah?
Yes.
What is that one final message you'd like to leave our listeners with? As you answer that, I have a trick question, yeah?
Yes.
So I was watching a clip, I don't
Yes.
know, on Facebook ama wapi. So someone did a study on which vehicles are more likely to stop at a zebra crossing. So, and results zake I find out that guys with high-end cars, Mercedes, Range Rovers, hawa ndio hawezi simama kwa zebra crossing.
Gari kubwa zisimame.
Hawasimami. So I don't know, I want to get your opinion on this. Where is the truth?
I don't know who did the study. Perhaps maybe you can also.
Maybe I'll find the video and then I'll share. Yeah?
Okay.
So according to this person, actually they recorded a video. So you would see someone and they would do it intentionally. So when they see a Mercedes coming intentionally, anajifanya anavuka barabara. No, and then they would notice maybe this person would be like hooting. Toka niko na haraka and stuff like that. And then when it came to like easy gari ndogo, so someone would be so patient.
Ndogo ni gani?
Vitz na Demio, akiona ka Demio anasimama, at least someone passes. I don't know if maybe you've done such a research. You can tell us maybe later. And of course, the final message you'd like to leave our listeners with, yes.
Well, I may not be in a position to comment on the big cars and the small cars and how they behave on the road, because people are different.
Yeah.
But one thing I can say in regards to that, I think whether you're driving a big car or a small car, you have to be, just be considerate and mindful of the people that are walking, because they are also part of the road users, So, kukiwa na zebra crossing, that it requires you to stop, whether there is someone, crossing or not crossing. They actually require that you slow down, and once you're certain that it's clear, then you're able to kupita. Na kama kuna mtu unajua saa zingine sisi wa Kenya tunakuanga very impatient. Utapata mtu ameanza kurusha matusi, sijui ana hoot, and sometimes labda hata mtu mind yake haiko hapo. We talked about mental health. Mtu ametoka haso yake, anapiga kale, anarudi mtaa, ana fare. Na labda mind yake anapiga mahesabu venye atafika mtaa, venye atala, venye watoto watakula hivyo. So sometimes you also need to think of that person. Sometimes mtu anaweza kuwa tu anapitia mambo zake, and a little kindness will not cost you anything. Just be patient, be kind on the road, give way on the road, and if all of us were kind and were giving way on the road like that, atungekuwa tunaongelea some of the cases that we are talking about, like now the case of the child that actually passed on this morning on the road. So a little bit of kindness and giving way sometimes won't cost you anything. Ama you won't hautachelewa.
All right.
Yeah.
Any final question? You're good, yeah?
I'm good.
All right. Inakuwa nzuri tena sana. So of course, remember you can catch this repeat on our YouTube page and as well as our Spotify page. I'll be dropping some fantastic content for you out there. And remember, I'll be bringing you all the updates during the launch. So of course, keep it locked and remember, www.blueradio.co.ke so you can find more information.
Yeah. Perhaps maybe something else that I would have wanted to say is that road safety is not a responsibility of the government or the police, and it's a responsibility of each and every one of us. Tukiwa kwa barabara tuzingatie yale ambayo yamewekwa, zile kanuni na sheria ambazo zimewekwa barabarani, na kupitia hiyo kila mtu akiweza kuwajibika in that manner, then we'll be able to actually make progress in enhancing road safety. We talked about the effects of road safety. We lose lives, people lose their livelihoods, and it costs a lot. But if each and every one of us actually took a personal responsibility in enhancing and promoting road safety, let's start from, kila mtu akona jukumu lake, a part to play. So let's all of us tufanye jambo letu, tuhakikishe tunazingatia mambo ya usalama barabarani, na we are mindful of all road users, and we are kind to one another. We will save lives, and we will progress as a city of Mombasa and as a country.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Asanteni sana.
I hope maybe we'll get you next time.
Mimi niko tayari anytime.
Anytime,
niko tayari tuzungumze, tuongee masuala ambayo yanatuhusu sisi kama wanajamii, kama wana Mombasa, na tutasonga mbele.
All right. By the way, you are very lucky. I don't see my phone anywhere.
Yes.
Nilikuwa nikupatie news utusomee because I understand you mentioned earlier this is your profession. At least maybe.
Yes.
Tungeacha listeners with something special, but it's your lucky day.
Labda anaweza sema.
You can, yeah? Okay, by all means, tafadhali, by all means.
Sasa labda nitangaze kuhusu event ambayo tutakuwa nayo. Alhamisi tarehe itakuwa ni 18 mwaka wa 2024, mwezi ni wa Januari. Haya, sasa tunaanza na ujambo msikilizaji, na karibu katika taarifa zetu za habari, ikiwa ni Blue Radio where we bring you the vibe. Alhamisi hii shirika la Bloomberg Initiative for Global Road Safety itakuwa linazindua rasmi ripoti ya kuzungumzia masuala ya usalama barabarani na kuhamasisha washikadau wote kuhakikisha kwamba wanashirikiana ili kuleta usalama barabarani jijini Mombasa. Kwa taarifa zaidi ningependa kumuita dada yetu hapa aendelee zaidi.
That is good.
Actually, you're very good.
If someone just comes from a different profession, anakuja kuchallenge kazi yako.
I rest my case.
Sasa ujue ni kazi natafuta, kwa hivyo unaonekana.
But actually it's good, yeah? It's really good.
Thank you.
All right. Till we're going to a short musical break. We'll be back with some more. Of course, watch out for the celebrity status. Will be coming your way in a few.
You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing